This is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist, and I'm coming to you from my art studio to talk to you a little bit about a series of short videos I'm doing about Vincent van Gogh, one of my favorite artists. And he was considered to be a genius who didn't have, I guess, the savvy or maybe the skills maybe to become well known like the rest of the artists during his lifetime. You know, like many of the artists of his contemporaries. The post-impressionist movement came after of course, the impressionist post, yeah. And he was the avant-garde. You know, he was the cool cat that nobody really talked to. Nobody really, they heard of him. They know him, but we got to find out about his paintings much later. And this is not an academic lecture. This is based on my thoughts on his work, on some of his paintings, and this is just from an artist's point of view. Okay, so don't expect me to tell you stuff that maybe you could find in Wikipedia or elsewhere. You know, let's go with it. This is landscape with green corn. This is a print, of course, but I love this print because I think that they did a good job showing the work, really how it's supposed to be seen. I believe this was painted in 1889. He was very prolific, did a lot of work during that time, 1888, 1889. Let's see if you can appreciate it without my face. All right. I mean, what has been said about Van Gogh that I could say? Well, I can. Because this is not an academic approach. This is an artist's point of view. I believe that I have a different view, a different observation that maybe you couldn't find in school from a professor, or maybe you could. I don't know. When I see this painting, I could just imagine Van Gogh, of course, sitting his plein air easel outside. I mean, they didn't have plein air easels. Maybe they did. I don't know. But his form of that, outdoor easel outside and looking at the wheat and the wheat field and the corn and the cypress tree right here, the houses back here, whatever they are, maybe businesses, houses. And from an artist's point of view, what I experienced from this painting is that this guy right here wouldn't go right into painting. Now this is a strange concept because you could see that the painting is done very aggressively, very quick, and almost violent. You could say at some point, very very aggressive. But I think that he would first go into the zone before he started doing this. It is my belief that this is my personal belief that in painting he tried to find peace, mental peace. Peace from his mind, from how some people go take vacations. Well, some of us we take vacations in here, we use observation, and I believe he did that. He'd go set up his easel and just start observing the landscape, and very intensely, not as someone who looks at it and there's a train, not as someone who looks at it and maybe says, oh, this is lighter, this is darker, this is this, starts looking, like many artists start looking at the tones, the composition. I don't think this cat used to do that. Based on what I see here, I think that he, and all my personal experiences, he'd go set up the easel and just very intensely, like a person who's in love. But this guy was in love with observation, love with nature, just looking at it, until it begin to fade because it's so intense, like he's a true romantic. By the way, he used to love the romantics like Delacroix, all Impressionists did. But a true romantic, you know. And I mean, you could see the cypress. This guy was trying to look for peace. I mean, this is the way I look at it, anyways. The cypress trees, like a type of Tuscan, you know, cypress. It's almost hugging itself. You know, this is very, very in true fashion of Van Gogh. Everything's kind of has a like Jacob and the Angel, I believe, from Delacroix, from the Bible, of course, but painting by Delacroix. Everything is almost in a constant battle. I don't know if you're able to see that. Some of the wind goes there, but some of the you know, the wheat or the corn, it's like fighting back. There's almost like a battle. You can even see it in the clouds. And he did this stuff really well, where he would make very smooth, you know, almost there's no paint. It's painted, but there's no texture. And then some areas very full, you know, full on impasto texture. And I think he was describing his state of being. He was describing just about every human being's state of being, you know, but he was experiencing it very intensely. And like any other of his paintings, this is a true representation of what was going on internally with him. You know, this is just a mirror of how he was feeling. I mean, he could have painted a cat, or he could have painted a you know, a factory, anything, and it would convey the same thing, because it's not the subject. See, for artists of this caliber, it is not the subject. It is how they interpret it, how they show it, you know. It's like a good singer. It doesn't matter whether he's, you know, he or she's going to sing an opera piece or a heavy metal. If a person's got a great voice, the person's got a great voice, you know, period. This is the case with Van Gogh. The man knew and understood how to portray his emotions and what he was feeling onto the canvas. Okay, well, that's that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm a fine art artist, and here's another one of my short videos on Van Gogh. Thank you so much for watching.